Good day, everyone. I am Ernesto Bermejo.
And I am Aisiah Ishi, Culasino.
And we are from Capiz State University, Pontevedra Campus. So for today's video, we will going to define and give our insight about the two literary theories that we've choose. The two literary theories that we've choose are historical perspective and
the gender perspective.
First and foremost, I choose historical perspective. Historical literary criticism, also known as the historical critical method or higher criticism, is a branch of criticism that investigates the origins of ancient texts in order to understand the world behind the text. Historical approach to literary interpretation and analysis is perhaps the oldest, but it is one of the most widely used critical approach. Did you know, partner, that there are two goals of historical criticism, and these are primary goal and secondary goal? So the first one is the primary goal of historical criticism is to discover the text's primitive or original meaning in its original historical context and its literary sense. On the other hand, secondary goal of historical criticism seeks to establish a reconstruction of the historical situation of the author and recipients of the text. That may be accomplished by reconstructing and the true nature of the events that the text describes. Historical criticism seeks greater understanding of biblical texts by analyzing the historical and social context in which they develop. The goal of historical criticism traditionally has been try to understand the text meaning in its original context and to answer questions about the text such as who wrote it, when was it written, and what did it mean to the people who first read or heard it. The fundamental focus of historical literary criticism is on the subject's relevance to, connection to, and impact on the historical age in which it was written. A historical critic examines how the author's personal experiences and the historical context influence the production of a piece.
So the second one is the gender criticism. So this approach examines how sexual identity influences the creation and reception of literary works. Originally an offshoot of feminist movements, gender criticism today includes a number of approaches, including the so-called masculinist approach recently advocated by poet Robert Bly. It also takes in lesbian and gay criticism. The bulk of gender criticism, however, is feminist and takes as a central precept that the patriarchal attitudes that have dominated Western thought have resulted consciously or unconsciously in literature full of examined male-produced assumptions. Feminist criticism attempts to correct this imbalance by analyzing and combating such attitudes by questioning, for example, why none of the characters in Shakespeare's play Othello ever challenged the right of a husband to murder a wife accused of adultery. Other goals of feminist critics include analyzing how sexual identity influences the reader of a text, and examining how the images of men and women in imaginative literature reflect or reject the social forces that have historically kept the sexes from achieving total equality. From a feminist vantage point, you might assume that because the experiences of the sexes differ, their values and ideas differ, and therefore the way men write and read text and the way women write and read text also differs. And that brings us to the end of our topic.
We'd like to thank you for your time and attention.
Goodbye and God bless.